but I could watch a game with our next guest anytime. Giulio Caravatta joins us from the BC Lions radio crew. How you doing, buddy? What's up, Jules?
I'm good, Roddy. How are you?
Good. Congratulations on 25 years, by the way. I did 20 in the CFL, and it seems very minuscule and paltry compared to yourself, the Halseys of the world, the JPs. Way to go, man. I saw the video. How's it feel?
Well, it makes you feel old, that's for sure. Yeah, it just feels like it was yesterday that I was doing my first game with JP. So it's been quite a run, some ups, some downs, but overall I wouldn't trade it for anything. Getting involved after I played in the game was a saving grace. Allowed me to stay in touch with the game that I love. And although, like I said, there's been a lot of highs and lows, overall, I wouldn't trade it for anything. And most importantly, I think when I look back, it does, make you think back. And I know it sounds kind of corny, but I think overall, the thing that I really cherish the most is the friendships, right? The people that you've come across all along the way that continue to be friends and, like yourself, right across the league, that whenever we get together, we always have a common bond of football or Canadian football, and that's something that I cherish.
Well, I will tell our audience, if they don't know, that Giulio is one of the best guys in all of the Canadian Football League. He's one of the guys that makes the league great. No, it's true. And I'm very grateful because I wouldn't have met you otherwise.
Yeah.
So I'm just grateful for that. Now, I didn't watch as much of the West Final as I did the East. I'm out here on the East Coast, as you know, but it was a good kickoff time. And I got to ask, are the good times back at BC Place? Because it sure looks like it.
You mean as far as the fan experience? Yeah, I would say so.
Everything.
You can't say enough about what Amar Doman's done since he's bought the team. The vibe outside the stadium was fantastic. He had mimosas and margaritas and pancakes and all sorts of, bands and all that kind of stuff happening outside the stadium, which was a great prelim to the game. And then to get almost 31,000 people in there, I was an electric crowd, and really ultimately, when you combine that with the product, that's when people walk away happy. And most of the people that I've come across were, who went to the game, were really, really impressed with the overall product, and from start to finish. And I think most importantly too is that it's affordable. The bottom line. Amar has made that very clear that he wants to make it affordable for families, for young families to come to the game and enjoy themselves, and he's done that. And so overall, Roddy, I just can't. They're on the right track. That's for sure. They ultimately, how this thing, and you know better than anybody, when you have a good product on the field, it builds that momentum. People want to be there. They want to cheer on the home team, and then when they go to the games, and they're not only entertained by the product on the field, but they also have a good time, before the game, and they don't feel like they've been, absolutely hijacked out of their wallet. Then you're going to get those people back, and that's what they've been able to do.
Good people. And Amar supported us. I support them. I love it all. It's very warm and fuzzy. But you'd love to go win a Grey Cup. I got to ask you, like, VA is also, I'm a fan of him. How much motivation was it for him to take this team at least as far or further than Nathan Rourke did? I'm sure they got along, but the questions abounded going into the season. Can he do it? And he's done it.
Yeah. Well, in fairness to VA, and overall, it is one thing that I haven't heard much of. Right, you don't hear a lot of people talk about Nathan Rourke. I know Nathan, and deservingly so. During the preseason, all eyes were on him. Everybody wanted to see him be successful. But had the season turned out, I think, a little bit different, Rod, that they would have struggled, then you would have heard, I think you would have heard the cry for that a little bit more. But I think VA's had an outstanding year. I think that he is a guy that is deserving of everything that comes his way. He is sure there have been some ups and downs, but overall he put together a fantastic year. And what he did in the Western semifinal was brilliance. It really was. I think it exemplified his skill set and what he's able to bring to the table, his ability to throw the ball, and also to make things happen when a play breaks down with his feet. When he's playing at that level, he's a very dangerous guy to defend. Just plain and simple. You mean it's a big field defensively when they go from when you have to go sideline to sideline here. You get a guy outside the pocket, he can create a lot of problems for you. So it's one of those situations that if he can play the way that he played on Saturday in Winnipeg on Saturday, he's going to make things very interesting.
So, yeah, man, you're good at this. You should be in broadcasting, Giulio. It rolls us into the division final talk. What's your breakdown of the big match at IG Field?
Well, you know what, Rod? It always comes down, I think, in games like this, and pretty much every game, really, there's a couple of big things. You know, you got to control the line of scrimmage, right? You got to be able to, in Winnipeg's case, you know, if they're looking at that game film, they're saying, hey, we've got to be able to contain Vernon Adams. If you're the BC Lions, you're saying to yourself, we've got to contain that running game, and we've got to be able to stop them on first down, and we've, you know, got to put the hands then or the ball in Zach Collaros' hands, which is also a formidable task. So you got to do that. Secondly, can't make mistakes, right? You can't turn the ball over. You can't give teams like Winnipeg second chances. You can't put yourself in negative situations. So you can't be 2nd and 20 because you're taking a holding penalty. You can't take a special teams penalty when you get the ball out at the 45 and it brings you all back to the 10. You know what I mean? Like those kinds of mistakes in those kinds of games are just magnified. And you just can't give teams like Winnipeg second chances. They have proven all year long that if you turn the ball over against them, they're going to make you pay for it. And that's something that the Lions need to stay away from. So if both these teams play clean and play to what they're capable of, we're going to have a great game. I mean, there's just no question about it. They've both taken their shots. You know, the first game, the Lions won. Second game, the Blue Bombers blew them out. Third game in BC Place went to overtime. So these two teams, when they match up and come to play, they're going to go toe to toe with each other. But the question's going to be who flinches and who makes the biggest mistakes.
Oh, you guys have had some real slobber knockers this year. I've been following very closely, so it all matters what goes down on Saturday. Giulio, you are a champion player and a champion broadcaster, but most importantly, a champion man. Thank you for the time. Keep in touch, my friend. Appreciate you.
Appreciate
Have fun.
it.
Good luck.
Thanks, buddy. Cheers.
Color commentator of the BC Lions, Giulio Caravatta.